Welcome to, what the hell did I call this? Cooking Videos with Dave, number 32. Come on, connect, you piece of shit. Okay. Okay. All right. Am I? Okay. There we go. All right.
Spaghetti marinara.
Alright, we'll do this. Alright, so the first one up. Perfect after school snack. Hash brown pizza. Please do not have...
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ace Boy Manny, aka Chef Manny, and today I want to put together a quick after-school snack for the kids. It's going to be pizza on a hash brown. So I got my hash browns, I got my turkey pepperoni, I got my Calabrian chili, I got my tomato sauce.
Damn, gonna be a spicy hash brown. If you don't know, Calabrian chilies, those motherfuckers pack a punch.
I got Havarti cheese, but use whatever cheese you like. My kids like Havarti. I got some fresh herbs. So, watch me work. Got my bruschetta. My Calabrian chilies to spice it up.
Okay, I've never heard of turning bruschetta into pizza sauce. But then again, I've never heard of using a hash brown as a crust either, so I'm kind of intrigued. I suppose it would make sense, considering what this is. I mean, bruschetta is usually served on like a hard toast or something, so yeah, okay. I'm with you.
Cook your pepperonis.
I mean, okay, I get it to make it nice and crispy, but this is turkey pepperoni, so there's no fat to crisp up. No, 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 no. Do not put metal utensils in non-stick cooking ware. Oh, that's killing me.
Fry your hash browns.
That works.
Assemble your pizza. Sauce it up. Add your cheese.
Again, Havarti wouldn't have been my choice for this. I would have went with mozzarella, but Havarti's not a bad choice. Actually, no, with the Calabrian chilies in there, I might have went with Havarti to offset the spiciness. This has got to be in some bar somewhere for the fucking drunks. Because I can see getting good and tight and eating the shit out of something like this.
Hit it with a little Italian seasoning. Add your pepperonis.
I'm sorry, but does anybody think, like, they're drunk, it's like 1 a.m., they can't drive anywhere, and then, oh shit, we got this!
Broil the pizza to melt the cheese.
Okay, he's broiling. I'm gonna, hopefully he says it. Okay. If you broil something, you better make sure you don't have to go to the bathroom, because if you do, if you take a piss, in that minute and a half, your shit's gonna be burnt. Like, if you put something in the oven on broil, you gotta watch that shit like a hawk.
Remove the pizza.
Because literally, it can be fine to fucked in 10 seconds.
Finish off with drizzles of hot honey.
God, this new food fad of hot honey on fucking everything.
Enjoy.
I would eat the shit out of this. I'm already hungry. I'm assuming those are his kids.
Delicately infuse our tea bags and enjoy 2 cups of Lipton green tea every day with the good.
Okay, so the next video is going to be smoked cheeseburgers. Now, I'm going to be fair. I have tried to make smoked burgers before. They have always turned out... They've turned out texturally fine, but they just taste gross because every hint of smoke gets sucked up by the burger. Now, I don't have a pellet grill because I think they're garbage. So we'll see how this looks. Maybe that'll be the one used for a pellet grill.
Cheeseburgers with homemade pickles. So we're going to get started on our pickles today because they will take the longest. So I've just got our cucumber. I'm just going to square up that end, and then we're just going to use a mandolin to slice them so each slice is nice and even.
Be very careful when using a mandolin. This motherfucker will send you to the hospital in a heartbeat. Now, he's doing a cucumber, so it's a little safer, but...
Then here we've got our nice sterile pickling jar. Into that, I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, teaspoon of peppercorns. I've got 1 red chili here. I'm just going to make an incision lengthways on one side of it. And then we're going to get that in the jar. And then a little bit of fresh dill. And then we just want to stuff our cucumbers in there. Now we can make...
Oh, a mandolin will take off pieces of your finger and like it's nothing.
Make our pickling liquid. Now the pickling liquid, super easy. In this pot, I've just got 1 cup of water. I'm going to add to that 1 cup of white vinegar. So you just want a 50-50 ratio. To that, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of caster sugar and 1 tablespoon of salt. Then we're going to turn our heat on. Then all we need to do is bring that up to a boil. We'll give it a stir to let that salt and sugar dissolve. Then we'll let it cool down slightly before we add it to our pickling jar. All right, so our pickling liquid is cooled slightly. I'm just going to pour it into our jug so I can get it into our pickling jar a bit easier. So we'll go ahead and fill our pickling jar up to the top. And then we'll just let that cool down a little bit further before we put a lid on it, and then we can put that in the fridge. Now this is a quick pickle, so this only needs to go in the fridge until that pickling liquid has cooled down, which should only take about an hour. And now that's cooled down a bit more, we'll get our lid on. We'll give it a little shake. Now we'll get those into the fridge and we'll come back for these once we're ready to use them later on. So our pickles have been in the fridge for about 45 minutes now. I'm getting hungry, so now it's time to fire up the smoker. So we're going to be using our Oklahoma Joe's pellet smoker today, and we're going to get started by opening our hopper lid, and then we'll get some pellets in there. I've gone with some pecan flavored pellets today, but I absolutely love cherry flavor for smoked cheeseburgers as well. But now we can shut our lid, and then we'll turn our pellet smoker on. We'll select our temperature, which for this cook I want to be at 135 Celsius or 275 Fahrenheit. Now that's going to go through its
Okay, now that is baffling to me too, because burgers, I've always figured you should do them hotter than the holes in hell.
preheating cycle, which will take around 10 minutes. So while our smoker's coming up to temperature, we can get a few things ready and talk about what we're using. So I'm going to be using some potato buns. I love the flavor of potato buns, but if you like something a bit sweeter, go brioche, or if you've got another favorite, then go ahead and get that ready.
I don't really, believe it or not, I don't really have a favorite bun. I like brioche. I like ciabattas. They're more for sandwiches, but I like ciabattas. I like potato rolls, and I just like regular old white rolls. The only ones I don't like are whole wheat. They suck.
Now I'm going to be toasting these soon, so all I'm going to do is just slice these in half. And you can get any of your favorite burger sauces ready, but for this one, I'm just going to be using some tomato sauce and then some yellow mustard. And the cheese we're going to be using are the Dairy Lee.
So you're not using ketchup, you're using tomato sauce. By the way, what is it with Australians and British people saying tomatoes? It's tomatoes!
Burger cheese slices. I've only seen these at Coles, but if you've got another favorite cheese, go ahead and use that. And then the only other thing
Yeah, that's called American cheese, or processed cheese food.
I'm going to use in this burger is some finely diced white onion. So I'm just going to chop one in half. I'm just going to slice this end here. I'll peel that top layer off. And then we'll just make some slices this way. A couple of slices this way. And then we can dice this nice and fine. And then I'm going to be using some burger patties from Few and Far Food Professionals. The only ingredient in this is 100% Aussie beef. They've got a beautiful...
Okay, now he's completely lost me. He's using pre-packaged burger patties. These were made probably 6 months ago, vacuum sealed, and I can just spend the extra couple of bucks and get some fresh beef, mate.
Beautiful meat to fat ratio, and all I'm going to do is season them up in some of my beef bouillons. Now these are ready to go on.
Yeah, you see, burgers should be bright red, not this dead, weird, dull red color.
Our smoker's up to temperature. All right, now we are ready to get our burger patties on, so we'll open our lid. We'll Get our patties right there, and then I'll get a drip tray in there, and that'll catch any juices, and it'll help stop that cheese making a mess when we put the cheese on later on. And now we're going to give those burger patties around 20 to 30 minutes before we come back to check on them. All right, it's been about 20 minutes, and our burger patties are almost done, so I'm
I guarantee you, my burger patties would kick all yours asses.
just going to start melting down some butter that we can toast our buns in. And now we will get our buns in, and after about a minute, we've got a
Oh no, American cheese is like literally legal like here and a few other places, but a lot of countries won't even let it be sold.
nice,
Oh, it's horrible, but it is the best cheese for burgers.
beautiful toast on our buns, so we can take them out. Right, and after about 25 minutes, these burgers are looking good. They've got a beautiful color from that smoke. And all I'm gonna do now,
Not to be a dick, those burgers look like shit. You have to flip them! Oh my god, you're gonna have all those stalactites on!
is just get a slice of
I
that
don't care if you're smoking them or not, you have to flip them at some point.
cheese on each one, and then we'll shut our lid and give that around a minute for the cheese to melt. And while that cheese is melting, I'm just gonna get a good teaspoon of mustard down on the bottom of each bun. And now we've got a good melt on the cheese, we can get our patties out and onto our buns. And then we'll get a few of our beautiful pickles down. I'll get some tomato sauce on the underside of our top bun.
Okay,
We'll sprinkle some of that.
in New Zealand is ketchup tomato sauce. Oh god, I'm sounding like him. But tomato sauce is not ketchup, my guy.
Sliced white onion on top of the sauce. Then we'll get our top bun on. And these are done.
I mean, I've used that for... fuck it, whatever.
How good does that look? Now it's time to taste.
Honestly, not that good.
That's so good. That is such a good combination. You've got some beautiful flavour in that beef, a nice subtle smoke flavour, some good melt on that cheese.
Okay, again, I've done this with a stick burner. Because I don't like the lack of smoke from a pellet smoker. And it didn't taste right. It tasted like trying to eat a cigar.
A nice little chili kick from those pickles and some good sourness, and then those finely diced white onions just top it all off. Well, there you have it. There's how to make smoked cheeseburgers with homemade pickles. I'll put everything you need to know down in the video description.
All right. All right. Hopefully I don't get in trouble with this one, but this is steps to making the best pepperoni pizza. It's from a guy named Quang Tran. I've never heard of him. 2.75 million subscribers. All right, let's see what he's got.
I give you pepperoni pizza.
My grandpa used to pronounce it that way, pizza. Why he always emphasizes the Z's, I don't know, but that looks fucking delicious.
Made at home, no fancy equipment or anything. You don't need it. All you need is your hands. Hey, let's start this off. New York really got me messed up, all right? Here we go. Let's go with our batter. 1 cup warm water, 1 tablespoon yeast, 1 tablespoon sugar. Work this in. We'll give it about 5 minutes just to foam up, all right? Here we go. You see that foaming action there? We ready, my friend. 2 cups white flour, just plain white flour, guys. Or all
Also, no. Oh,
purpose, okay?
okay, he beat me to it.
Some of you guys are, hey, why did you use salt? Why didn't you use the salt? I usually don't put salt on my dough, but here's the salt. Some may say it's a bad way of killing the yeast with salt, but I'd say it's fine. But if it does kill the yeast, it's your fault. The people that say, why didn't I salt my dough? Here it is. Let's go. Work this in. Work this in until you get a nice, soft dough. Cover it up. See you in 3 hours. Or if you want some good flavors going on, 1 whole day in the fridge, right? That's it.
I generally am now at the point where I let my dough go for 3 days, 72 hours.
Next mechanism, look how cool this thing is. So, I'm not sharing where I got this from because I don't know if it works, right? But I got this, okay? So, to this, we're just gonna do this. I know this whole piece won't fit. Let's just cut our cheese, put it in the mechanism. I'm gonna slide some parchment right under it just because that's where it is gonna catch. Oh, look at that. I was like, where's that top? Okay, take two. All right, you take that top, then you just do this. Not bad. Not bad at all.
I'll just use my food processor.
I see. Just because I'm not left-handed, I have to switch hands. Perfect. Okay. Next up is just our pepperoni we got from Costco. Next, ladies and gentlemen, big thing right now. So a lot of people are like, dog, you guys are dogging me on the tomatoes, okay? One said less tomatoes or not enough tomatoes. I'll put more tomatoes next time, all right? And this pizza, okay? No seasoning, no basil, no oregano, no Italian herb seasoning. Guys, try Sans Marzano's tomatoes one day. Just by itself, it is.
Tom Brady is trying to track down our Hertz customer.
Looks like I just missed her. She's a Hertz Gold Plus Rewards.
It's naturally sweet.
Yeah, but you still need shit like oregano, salt and pepper, basil, little balsamic.
And delicious. You don't need much because they do cook it in basil. I don't think they even cook it in basil, to be honest. They just put it in the can.
Well, there's debate with pizza sauce over whether it should be cooked or whether it should be a virgin sauce. Me personally, I can go either way. I'm liking heating up my shit more and more.
Put a piece of basil in it. I don't know, but the best canned tomatoes out there. Try it. Just try it. If you think about it, just think about Italians, you know? Italians don't put all the additives, seasoning.
Well, Italians generally don't use tomato sauce in their pizza either.
On it, right? They just use fresh tomatoes on it.
I don't think. Because I know Americans are way more into the tomato sauce for shit like pasta than Italians generally are.
Pizza, like Sans Marzano's. Here we go. Cornmeal. This is our fermented dough for 3 hours. This is how I always do it. Roll around. Leave the inside fat. Okay? Just keep going. And as we go, we stretch. Only the outside. As we go, we just keep stretching and rolling until we get that perfect circle. Almost perfect circle. That's what I want to do. Pizza peel right on top. Then we'll just stretch it out. Stretch it until it fits our pizza screen. Okay, last time I did only 2 Sans Marzanos. This time,
All right, now you're losing me.
let's do 3 Sans Marzanos, okay? Like I said, I repeat myself. A lot of people are like, Quan, where's the seasoning on tomato sauce? Guys, when you
What the hell is this?
have San Marzano, you don't need tomato or
Oh my god, no, you need to put the tomatoes in the fucking blender.
the seasoning on the tomato sauce, okay? You just need Sans Marzanos, my friend, okay?
Okay, that's not pizza sauce. That's a pizza dough smeared with tomato juice.
Back it up a bit, my guy. And what we're gonna do, guys, take our time. Don't go all over the edge. Just keep it in the middle. You know, when I had my first margarita pizza ever in my life, I was like, there's no... I actually said the same thing, to be honest. I actually said the same thing as you guys until I tasted my first margarita pizza. And that's a really good indication of what this sauce is. Margarita style pizza. A shower of cheese. Don't go to the edges. Okay? Don't go to the edges. You go to the edges, your house is gonna smoke up. Why? because you know what? You know what, I'll tell you, okay? Just to be on the safe side. Once the cheese melts and it melts into your oven and down into your oven, it's gotta burn. Okay? When it burns, it's gotta smoke up. Once it's smoke up, you're not gonna like it. Layer the pepperoni. Okay? Just take your time. You gotta be somewhere? Kevin, you gotta be somewhere? You gotta be somewhere? Take your time. Here we go. Pepperoni pizza ready to go. Order 69. This is order 69. I should put a 69 on there. Here we go. Oven preheat at 450. Toss it right at the bottom, ladies and gentlemen. Close that up. See you in 15 minutes. That's it. Here we go. Order 69. Your pepperoni pizza's up my gang. I just want to say there are levels of making good pizza, and I want you on this level.
Good and crunchy.
Should we keep cutting? Should we keep cutting? We'll keep cutting. Should we? No. That's elementary, you know? That's elementary trauma right there.
Okay, I don't exactly know how big this pizza is, but those look like New York style slices. Which, New York is not my favorite style of pizza. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
You know, let's traumatize him. Just kidding. You know, let's go for it. We keep going. Should we keep going? Welcome to my pizzeria. So, ladies and gentlemen, my wife doesn't want to be on camera today, and that's fine with me. So we're just gonna give her this beautiful slice, and it's cut in half. Look how beautiful that is.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you.
Alright, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, pizza. Pepperoni style pizza.
The only other person I have ever heard it pronounce pizza like that was my grandfather. My maternal grandfather, to be specific. Pizza. And no, you're not going to get me reflecting back on some childhood memory of when my grandpa took me out to pizza. Oh, man!
Let's go. No, I cut. Let's go for this one first, okay? Let's go for.
Your crust looks a little underdone. Just not for nothing. Your crust, like, you should have par-baked this. Like, put it in for 3 minutes, brought it out, did all your fixings, and then shoved that motherfucker back in for the 15 minutes. I'm sorry, your crust looks just a bit well, it looks underdone.
The traumatization pizza right here. Look at this. Look at the back end. Good, mama?
Again, it looks underdone. I'm just saying.
Very good. See, New York. You always playing with me, alright? You always playing with me. You always playing with me, okay? First things first, I just want to say, even though it is a little traumatized for you guys sometimes, when you look at this piece here, and remember back in the day, you know, I just want to say big shout out. Probably a lot of people don't know this, but I just want to say big shout out to all the teachers out there who host pizza party with their money in their pocket for their students to have a good time. So big shout out to you, all the teachers. This wasn't traumatizing for me. Every time I had the slice, I was very happy, right? I was very happy.
Okay, that pizza looks like it's going down, buddy. You better eat it.
It was like my only chance of eating Western food, you know? And I had to go home and eat rice, which I still love, right? Which I love, okay?
Hey, I like rice, and I'm as Western as they come.
Let's go. You wanna see the fold? New York out here, okay? New York.
Well, I'm not saying this guy isn't wholesome and sweet. I'm not saying he's not a nice guy, but And I'd eat the shit out of this. I'm just saying, if I had a critique of his pizza, the crust looks a little underdone. Like he should have par cooked it for 2 minutes. Outside of that, no, I'd gobble the shit out of this.
You're out here always trying to bust chops.
You heard?
You heard? Wait, I got a bet. We got a bubbly. That's a whack bet. New York out here always busting chops. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. So, bite on this. First bite of this. Yes, got it. Nice. Super off this. New York out here, busting chops. Another bite. Want to see the full? I gave you full.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this style, but again, I would eat the hell out of this. This does look delicious. My only critique of his is the crust.
Bring it. Come on, let's go. That?
I like bubbly with sparkling water. Two favorite beverages in the world, beer and sparkling water of all things. All right, but I'm going to move on because I mean, and then he goes on for fucking 5 more minutes with his wife, which, sweet, wonderful, and great, but nothing really for me to comment on.
July?
I'm ready, Yvonne.
Okay, well, let's go. Round one. What?
All right. Cheese fries. How to make Shake Shack's famous cheese fries. I've never eaten at Shake Shack. So somebody will have to tell me about these cheese fries. Notice I'm not having the aneurysm I had because that's a plastic whisk. So making a roux. I'd let it go and get a little darker than that. Making a cheese sauce. those fries needed about 30 more seconds. So no bacon, no sour cream, no... Is this accurate for Shake Shack? I have no idea. Again, I've never eaten at Shake Shack before. No, those fries needed about 30 more seconds. Bacon makes everything fucking better, dude. Alright, now we're gonna do pizza rolls on a Blackstone griddle.
Rusty old boat hitch, and I am barely hanging on. See ya. Ahoy!
So get Allstate. If you're looking for a fun, quick, and easy recipe.
Alright. I'm assuming this is a grandpa. Cooking with Crazy Pop. Okay, so that looks absolutely delicious.
Recipe to get the family involved, these pizza rolls are what you're looking for. And that's what we're doing today. Something fun, quick, and easy that the whole family can get involved in. Because, you know, that's part of the joy of cooking outside is getting the family involved. Letting them have their own little recipe, their own little hand in it, their own little ideas in it, I guess you'd say. And this is one of them recipes. These pizza rolls are perfect for just that. And as you can tell by the ingredients, you see what I picked out. Don't take a whole lot of stuff to make these, and you can really customize to be whatever you want it to be. And that's really the key to this is right here. You see what I'm gonna use, but use whatever you like in your pizzas. Really go out there and experiment. Let the kids get involved. Let them say what they wanna have in it. You can really take this to the next level, have the whole family in there, and everybody can have, well, I guess what they want. We've made some really great dishes on the Blackstone in the past, but I really do believe sometimes simple, easy, getting people involved is the best way to do this. So now's a good time to go on and fire up that Blackstone and get this thing heating up because your family is not only waiting on dinner, they're waiting to help you make this dinner. And a great thing about a meal like this, especially when you get the kids involved and all that, very little prep. Don't hardly take anything, just get your items together and get to cooking.
The only thing I would do different from this is I would not use jarred sauce. There's too much sugar in it. My opinion. There's too much sugar in jarred sauce for me to enjoy it again. But literally pizza sauce takes 5 minutes to make, so...
Speaking of that, let's go check on that griddle. Come on. Well, I'm seeing that white smoke. You know what that means. It's time to get some groceries up on this griddle. Let's throw down some mild Italian sausage to start off with.
Okay.
Lipton Green Tea. 2 cups to goodness every day.
Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
And this is one of those kind of meals that really comes together really, really fast. So all we're gonna do is brown up this Italian sausage, get it cooking, then we're gonna start building these things. It won't take long at all. And I know I just put this Italian sausage on here, but it's browning up really quick, and man, it is really smelling good. It's only been a few minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and turn these burners down to low. Finish up this sausage right here. Because it's just about ready. Start putting these things together, believe it or not.
Well, yeah, the sausage was the only fucking thing you had to cook.
So this sausage is really, really
I like this guy.
close to being done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just slide it over to one side. Now let's get this pepperoni on.
pepperoni will take 1
Let's
second.
get it over here. Nothing like some toasted pepperonis. Not really sure how many I need or how big of a circle I need to make them into. It's not really a circle, is it, y'all? It's kind of a circle. We'll make it work somehow or another.
Some of those pepperonis already look done, my guy.
Let's try to make a couple. Well, yeah, we'll just add that one in there. Now, let's get our sausage over here. Sprinkle that in.
What the hell is he doing?
Grab your mozzarella cheese.
What the fuck are you doing?
Get that on there. We want a lot of cheese. Grab up that Tuscan herb. Sprinkle that around everywhere. Grab up one of the tortilla shells. Get them pepperonis back in there, y'all. Uh-oh. Get in there. And just kind of let that cook and let that cheese melt to it. I'm gonna take my spatulas and just kind of lay them on top. Just add a little extra weight on there. Let that cheese kind of melt and stick to it. Then we're gonna flip this whole thing over, brown up on the side. Just about done.
I'd love to know how you're gonna flip.
But man,
Okay, how the fuck are you gonna flip this? If it were on the bread, I could see flipping it, but alrighty, I'm waiting to see.
and this thing has really come together quick.
Teach me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
Won't be just a second. We're gonna flip this thing. Well, y'all, it's only been on here just a few minutes. Let's go ahead and try to flip it and see what it looks like. I've done this before, kind of with a look at that. I was gonna say I've done it before.
Okay. I am actually gobsmacked by that. I didn't think that would happen. Yeah, I didn't think that would happen.
Or with kind of like a quesadilla or something. I've never done a pizza, but I'm really liking this. Look how this turned out.
I am actually shocked that flip went as well as that. That very few things shock me anymore. That shocked me.
Right here, y'all. Man, I am loving that. I might add some more seasoning. Had to find it. I set it down, didn't realize where I put it. I know none of y'all have ever done that. Just me. Man, this thing's looking good. I brought the stuff out here to do 2 of them, but I think for right now, I'm just gonna do 1. Get it together, slice it up, and try it out. But before we take this up, I want you to just look at how beautiful this has turned out. Man, that looks good. So now we're gonna get our cutting board, and we're gonna attempt to take this up. There we go. Wasn't as hard as I thought. Let's take it over here and finish it.
Why would that be hard? You've already done the impossible thing.
Up, y'all. I'm gonna tell you, that looks amazing just like it is. But we're not done with it. Gotta have sauce. I mean, you got pizza. Gotta have sauce. I went for this Rayo's tomato basil. I kind of like it. We're just gonna put it down the middle here. There's a
Again, this is the only part where I have to disagree a bit, just because I can't eat jarred spaghetti sauce or tomato sauce or, well, spaghetti sauce anymore because the sugar content's too high for my blood. All right, I'm going to be right back. All right. We're back.
Reason why. We're only going to put it down the middle. You'll see. And I don't know about you. I don't like a lot of sauce. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this and just roll it up. Remember, we're making pizza rolls. There you go. That's a pizza burrito, pizza wrap. Get your knife, and let's just cut it into rolls now.
Pizza pinwheels.
We'll cut this little end off here. There you go. It's that simple, y'all. Right now, let's open this up. Look at that. Oh, yes, sir.
All right. That looks fucking delicious.
That is what you're looking for. Now, you know the drill. I got to go ahead and get some pictures, some reels, thumbnails, all kind of things. Show you this up close, and, well, I just have to try it out. Y'all just check out how delicious these little pizzas.
All right.
Recipes. Recipes that are more than their ingredients.
Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to show you guys a recipe.
All right. So now we're going to go with one of the more popular YouTubers, cooking YouTubers, Brian Lagerstrom, whatever. He's going to teach us pizza dough.
For the simplest, actually good pizza dough I know how to make. It doesn't require a stand mixer or any specialty ingredients, and it goes from mixing to oven in just about 90 minutes. Plus, for anybody who might be a little bit intimidated by the idea of hand stretching a pizza dough, I have an alternative method coming up later in this video that will enable literally everyone to be successful in turning this dough into a pizza. To make the dough, I'll start with a standard issue medium bowl, and into it add 400 grams
How
of...
much you want to bet this guy is a complete pussy in real life?
of warm but not hot water.
He's got like that, God, I can't remember the actor's name. Oh, God, I can't remember his name.
Then in goes 20 grams of extra virgin olive oil, 7 grams of instant yeast, or 1 packet's worth, 15 grams of salt, 20 grams of sugar, and then 680 grams of all-purpose flour. I'm using all-purpose over the more traditional bread flour because I wanted to make a recipe that didn't require a trip to the store. Since this is a super simple pizza dough, you don't need the extra protein that bread flour would bring, and I think most people watching this video will have some sort of all-purpose kicking around in their pantry. Next, I'll grab a sturdy spoon, then jump into the bowl and stir to combine the dry with the wet. And after about 15 seconds or so, the flour will start to hydrate and then immediately clump up. From here, I need to stir it just a few more times to try and get all the loose flour picked up by the dough. And once I've got a dusty pile of partially hydrated flour like this, I'm gonna switch up how I'm mixing this thing.
The next step to finish mixing this dough is to come back with a soaking wet hand and to jump in and start squeezing to get this very shaggy, very dry dough mixed into something that like we would actually call pizza dough. I chose to mix this dough by hand instead of using a stand mixer for two main reasons. Number one is that most people watching this video don't own a stand mixer. And if I wanted to make the easiest pizza dough ever, I would want to include them as well. Number two is that there's really no advantage to using a stand mixer for this. It doesn't add any strength that we can't add ourselves by hand.
Okay, that may be true, but I don't want to knead it for 9 minutes. I'll let my stand mixer do that. I have one.
It just mixes things together a little bit more efficiently and just a little bit more evenly.
And once this dough is mixed up...
No, I can't remember who the fuck I'm thinking of. He was on The West Wing. Rob Lowe, for whatever reason, I think his name is.
relatively homogeneous.
And you're probably now going to say, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm going to pop on a lid and ferment it on the counter for 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, it's time to develop the gluten network necessary to build this into a pizza. I'll start with a wet hand, yet again, to keep the dough from sticking to me. Then I'll jump into the bowl, grab a corner of the dough and pull it out as far as I can without tearing. Then I'll fold it back over itself and repeat that fold 4 to 5 more times. This folding action layers the gluten on top of itself in a crisscrossing pattern, which is just as, if not more effective than using the mechanical force of the stand mixer in developing strength. Once I've got 5 or 6 folds into this dough, I'm going to flip it over so that the folded seams are underneath. Then I'll do a little bit more strengthening by rounding the dough into a tidy, tight ball. For this, I'm reaching under the dough and rounding it off from 10 to 3 or 4 o'clock while tucking the dough under itself to create more tension. I'll give this dough another 5 or 6 tucks, and at that point I've got a dough ball that has all of the gluten that it needs to be stretched and baked into a crusty, bready pizza. From here, I'm going to pop the lid back on and ferment this on the counter for 60 more minutes. In the meantime, I want to thank Bob's Red Mill for sponsoring this video and milling the unbleached white all-purpose flour that I'm using to make this pizza dough. If you guys end up deciding that you want to play along with this recipe at home, I highly recommend that you use Bob's AP as well, because in my experience, it's one of the only widely available flours that delivers predictable, consistent results for the home baker. That's because Bob's uses really high quality ingredients that are rigorously inspected for both safety and quality.
Yeah, and he's one of the most expensive flours on the fucking market.
Plus, and this is really cool, Bob's is a 100% employee-owned company. So the people milling your flour have skin in the game. Not literally though, this is a skin-free all-purpose flour, I think. I mean, it's pretty skinless. Bob's does more than flour though, guys. They've got a huge line of products, most of which I keep stocked in the pantry at all times, including Bob's gluten-free 1-to-1 baking flour. Lauren, my wife, is gluten-free, so that one is a big staple in our house, and it's by far the best gluten-free all-purpose flour that I found on the market. I even called it out specifically by name in my gluten-free pizza video from 2022. What do you think of the pizza?
Pizza bliss.
You can find Bob.
If you can't handle gluten, you're too weak to live.
Bob's Red Mill products on the shelves of your local grocery store, or if you want to support this channel directly, you can shop Bob's Red Mill in my Amazon storefront. I took the liberty of linking some of my favorite products down below, so if you want to buy some stuff, check those out. 1 hour later, or after about 90 minutes of total fermentation time, this dough has about doubled in size and it's ready to be broken down into pizza balls. To do that, I'm going to flip it out onto a lightly floured work surface, then cut the dough down into 4 equal sized pieces. I'm looking for about 280 grams to be specific, but of course you could skip the scale and just eyeball it. Next, I'm going to take the dough and fold in the left and right sides, tucking them over each other. Then I'll turn it 90 degrees and repeat the same fold on the other 2 sides. From here, I'll flip this dough ball over and then roll it with both hands to round it off and create just a little bit more strength. This move is very similar to the second half of the stretch and fold. All I'm doing here is tucking the dough under itself as I rotate it to seal in the tension. Next, I'll spray a sheet tray with some olive oil, then drop all 4 of my pre-shaped balls onto it, then rest for 15 minutes covered. By the way, if you wanted to make this dough the day before your pizza party, at this point I would cover and refrigerate the dough until 60 minutes before you want to roll it into pizza. It'll stay good in the fridge for 4 to 5 days. But
again, I let my pizza go for 72 hours.
What if I don't want to eat all 4 pizzas? Well, I would freeze 2 of them and then pull them out of the freezer 1.5 hours before it's pizza time, making sure to keep them covered with a damp cloth so they don't dry out. Oh.
All right, now let's head down to the lot where Tom Brady is trying to track down our Hertz customer.
I'm here, Vaughn, but looks like I just missed her. She's a Hertz Gold Plus Rewards member, so no waiting in line at the counter for her.
Okay, now let's build this easy pizza dough into a pizza.
At this point, the doughs have been resting for about 15 to 20 minutes, so now they should be pretty easy to stretch out. So I'm just gonna start with my dough scraper, and I'm gonna pick one of these doughs off of my sheet tray, and then grab just a little bit of flour, nothing crazy, a little bit more on this side, and I'm just gonna pound it flat with my palm to get it from like a 3-inch circle into more of a 5 or 6. Then I'm gonna take the pads of my fingers and start to press out about a 1/2 inch from the outside. That's going to establish my crust. All right, now I'm gonna use both my hands to start stretching this out. Take the crust from the outside, pull it about 3 or 4 inches, flip it back over, and turn. You wanna make sure that your right hand, if you're right-handed, is sort of holding that inch of crust down to the cutting board, and then your left hand is gripping the dough under that inch of crust. So you pull it out, flip it over your wrist, turn it 90
degrees. Once again, you don't think about the left-handers. We gotta do everything fucking backwards.
Degrees and flip it back over. And I'm gonna give this another 10 or so of these pull out, flip over maneuvers until I get the crust to about 10 inches wide. We don't need to stretch this dough all the way out to 12 inches because we're gonna be putting a bunch of toppings on it. That's gonna add some weight and gravity that will allow us to more easily stretch it out to that 12 inches. If I were to try and get this all the way out to 12 inches right now, there's a chance we would tear a hole in it. And that looks pretty good. We've got an even round circle with about an inch of crust all the way around. To take the dough from this point to the point where we can bake it, we need to load it onto a pizza peel. So I'm gonna flip it up onto my wrist like this. I'm gonna grab my pizza peel. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of semolina flour and dust my pizza peel. And then drop my pizza crust. So now it slides around easily and it's gonna come right off the peel and onto my pizza steel in the oven. All right, first step is sauce. The sauce that I'm using here is my basic pizza sauce. I've used it in a bunch of different videos, and it's essentially crushed tomatoes with some tomato paste and dried herbs and a little bit of sugar. Then I'm gonna take some full fat mozzarella cheese and sprinkle on a pretty generous amount. In total, maybe a half cup of cheese spread out to the edge. And if there's any extra stuff here, just kick that out of the way so it doesn't get caught up under the crust. Next up, we're gonna add some very simple pre-sliced pepperonis. These are the Boar's Head brand. I like to go kind of hard because Ronies are sick. Okay, now once everything's on the pizza, there's one more final step. At this point, it's only about 10 inches and we wanna get it to 12. I'm gonna come under with my fingertips and just very gently stretch this pizza out that last 10 to 20%. I'm gonna give the peel a quick shake to make sure we're not stuck, and we are a little bit stuck here. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of semolina flour and just throw that underneath. And that should, yeah, now it's sliding nice and free. Okay, now I'm gonna load this into my 550F oven.
If you guys don't feel qualified to hand stretch a pizza, I totally get it. Here's another option. Drop one of the pizza balls into a well olive oiled cast iron pan and use your fingertips to spread it out to about 8 inches. Once I got this pressed out to 8 inches, I'll cover it with a lid and rest it for 10 minutes. Then once this dough is relaxed, I'll come back and finish pressing it out towards the edges of the pan. Next, I'll dress it exactly the same as I did for the hand tossed version, then bake it at 550F for 10 to 12 minutes. I love this cast iron version of this pizza because
you better have a goddamn hot pad that can handle that when you pull that black iron pan out of the oven.
Because it requires no specialty pizza gear like a peel or a steel, and it still delivers a world-class pizza experience. I love how the bottom fries in the pan. You get a crispy underside with some fried cheese around the edges. The downside is you can only make one of these at a time unless you have multiple cast iron pans. Back to the hand tossed.
Well, I do, so fuck you.
After about 9 to 10 minutes, I'm gonna pull it out and take a look. You guys, this is as simple and easy as a hand-tossed style of pizza can.
Besides, you can't cook multiple pizzas at the same time. That's impossible.
Get. You got a bready, yeasty, and crusty outer edge and a well-browned, crispy bottom underneath.
That is a textbook slice of pizza. Zero flop, as Portnoy would say. Dude, that tastes great.
Keep this recipe in your back pocket for the next time you
What is it with people and doing this folding thing with their pizza? You don't do that. No, you don't do that. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a Midwest guy. Or maybe it's because we're at the end of this live stream. Good night, everybody.